I feel today.
Yeah. All right, so we have Robbie up at the top. Robbie up at the top, and we have CJ back at it. Looks like he did squeak into top 8. Very nice. Or sorry, not CJ, Raymond. Raymond snuck in. Raymond snuck in from, I believe he was here round 1 or round 2 with the old Mono Black. The old Mono Black. And looks like Robbie's going to cycle a Lorian revealed. Robbie is classically a Rhinos player.
Yeah.
He likes these aggressive kind of blue-based or blue splash decks.
I think so. I don't know. When I think Robbie, I view Robbie as more of a Spirits and Death and Taxes player.
Really?
I think so. At least when I first started
I've played against him on Spirits quite a few times.
Yes.
You know, because he's also a big Spirits Pioneer player.
Yes, he plays a lot of Spirits and Pioneer. I feel like he probably previously played Spirits and Modern.
Okay.
I wasn't playing that actively at that time.
Yeah.
But also, at least a year ago, every time I'd hit Robbie at FNM, it was there it is. There's Mono White Death and Taxes.
Yeah.
But I feel like that still kind of leads to your point of Robbie likes his nice, powerful threats, but strong disruption as well. And right now, Rhinos is that deck.
Yes, exactly. No, it's got counterspells. It's got a very aggressive plan A, but still very interactive. Yes. You know, it's that kind of mix of combo control deck.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to rename us to
yes. We will go top 8. This is the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Just 7. So 8.
Quarterfinals.
Oh, really?
Good job, Jacob.
I'm on the ball.
On it. Where would I be without you?
Probably less distracted, so maybe you would have noticed it. All right, so it looks like Raymond has the tools he needs. He's got the coffers, he's got the Ogre, he's got the swamp. So I guess for anyone who doesn't know this interaction, Cabal Coffers cost 2 to activate,
yeah,
and then makes black mana equal to the number of swamps you control.
Yeah.
And Urborg turns all of your lands into swamps.
Seems pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So even now, it's not that impressive. Raymond has 3 lands, and he can tap the wall to make 3 mana.
Make 3 mana.
But once that 4th land comes in, now he's starting to turn that Cabal Coffers into extra mana.
Yep. Every additional land starts to tap for 2, and then additional coffers also work because coffers is not legendary.
Yes.
But Robbie's got these turn 3 Rhinos.
Yeah, Robbie's doing the Rhinos on Raymond's end step. And so this is a part that I feel like a lot of modern players overlook. That, when you're playing in a competitive sense, there is a downside for Robbie revealing the top 5th or 4th of his deck.
Yep.
Where it's here's cards that I am playing. And when you see a couple of force negations, you can then decipher that either he's maybe got 1 in hand, 1 left somewhere at the top of his deck, or there's still 2 in his deck somewhere. And you kind of play around that knowing that information.
Yes.
Sure, a lot of those are educated guesses.
Yeah, looks like he's just getting that. Raymond gets the 2-for-1, clears all the Rhinos.
Yeah, Robbie goes, here's my 1 card. Raymond's here's my 2 cards.
Yeah. Another thing you can see when the Rhinos player does do a big cascade like that is sometimes you can see tech cards they're on.
Yes.
So some Rhinos players have Murktide Region has a tech card.
Yep.
Another tech card you see a bit of these days is Questing Beast to try and beat through the One Ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that the disadvantage is knowing necessarily what's in your opponent's deck, but knowing what your opponent's putting on the bottom of their deck.
Yes.
Is kind of the important part. But then that comes in a bigger way in games 2 and 3 when you get to see your opponent's sideboard cards.
Yes.
Because sideboards are always kind of in flux.
Yep.
There's never ever really a deck that has a stock 15 card sideboard aside from maybe Karn decks.
Oh, this is a sweet hard cast subtlety though.
Yeah. Just play Karn, and then Robbie's here's my 3/3. Put that on the top of the bottom. I don't care.
Karn goes to
Raymond's
the bottom.
Go to the bottom, which always feels pretty good. So it's sweet. This was then just 4 mana counterspell.
Yeah, just go away.
Yeah, just 3/3 flying counter your spell.
Yep.
Which is pretty slick. So and then just gets to get in for 3 there.
There's a Charlotte Station. There's more Rhinos. Another thing about that that first cascade we saw out of Robbie, it was pretty big,
Yeah.
which means the density of Rhinos, like kind of in the top part of your deck, is fairly high. So that's why we see, right? There it is right there. So
it was only like 4 cards deeper, at that time.
So if you end up going really, really deep, you can sometimes it's nothing you can do about it, but you can know that you have a pretty high chance of drawing the Rhinos.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to draw those. It was really bad in like Living End back in the day because it's such a dead draw.
It was super dead. I mean, Grief alleviates that a little bit now.
It does.
But it's still not a thing that you want to be drawing, especially when you're, and for Robbie especially in the main deck, he doesn't really have anything that evokes his Rhinos in hand with to something, because I don't think he plays Endurance main deck.
And he also, here in this matchup, he doesn't want it.
No.
Yeah, it's not horrible because you can just like play them, you can just suspend them. They're not that bad, but still.
Yeah, so you see...
Interesting play here out of Robbie. He gets a board advantage and then goes for the ice play on the upkeep. I think Raymond's tapping in response.
It looks like Raymond's tapping in response. Does he have an instant speed? I mean, Raymond does have a fair amount of instant speed removal.
Yes.
That's Mono Black Coffers. So it could be that he's just like, all right, well, I'll just tap all these lands, I guess, and I'll make 4 mana, and then maybe I'll just like double EAD you again or something, or
double EAD
cast like a March or something. Yeah, double EAD is a little bit sad here. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's going to be March pitch something.
Hits a Rhino, but then you're still taking 9. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, March pitch a Shieldred, which is extra sad because, I mean, this is a matchup that Shieldred looks really good into because 4/5, really good against a couple of 4/4s.
Yeah.
Slowly gaining life, very good.
Raymond does gain some life there. Robbie dropped his card off his ice.
Maybe?
Oh, Raymond just passes back. Looks like he misses his land drop.
Does not play a land.
Looks like Raymond only has 3 lands. Oh, last turn he might have gone. Might have had the legendary one of his own Urborgs to play out that card, which was him in a rough position.
All right, double Coffers is pretty good here.
It's good if he gets more lands, but right here it's just another swamp.
I mean, actually here now, Coffers does represent.
Coffers
does represent plus.
You're right.
+2 instead of +1.
Yes, you're right.
So not too bad. But I mean, that's the hard part about these land configurations in particular is that if Raymond wants to make use of this mana, he has to do all of it in one go.
Yes.
It's hard to leave up small chunks of mana because I mean, in this situation where he has to tap 2 to activate Coffers, that last Coffers is just a swamp.
Yeah.
If he wants the mana off that, he then has to use the mana to activate that one. And now he has a big pool of mana that he's got to use all of it right now.
Yeah, he's on 6, but using all of your mana right now against a tempo deck like Rhinos is kind of where the Rhinos player wants you to be.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see another March. I mean, March isn't terrible here.
Kills the Rhino,
kills things and it gains you life.
Helps him stabilize the board.
Yeah, looks like Robbie's staring at a Brazen Borrower and another card.
Which is Karn.
Oh, here's Karn.
Karn with 2 floating, I don't know. Oh, it might be explosives.
2 for 4, so 6. Yeah, so he has 2 mana floating after this Karn.
Yep.
If my Coffers math is correct. That's the thing about Coffers. You gotta be really good at with the Coffers math.
No, that's hard.
Make mana, then -2, make more mana. But I believe this transaction makes 6.
That's the One Ring?
Raymond does, in fact, pick up the One Ring.
I thought he might have gone for engineered explosives to clear that Rhino, but he might just be saying, you have to kill me right now or I'm going to slam this ring and start drawing cards.
It's like, are we talking Pauper? I wish. No, dude, we're talking Coffers.
There goes the Brazen Borrower, and Raymond's at 12.
A little extra damage, counts it up. Yeah, Robbie's like, nice. I would love for you to play for the next turn because this turn you're dead.
This turn I got you.
Yeah, very nice. And that's it, right? That's it. It's interesting how, Rhinos actually plays a lot like Delver almost.
Yeah.
Where, you just kind of just like tempo your opponent out and you keep forcing your opponent into these like kind of like checkmate situations where it's like, here's some stuff on board, answer it or die.
Yes.
And then you answer, you're like, okay, here's more stuff, answer it or die. Answer it or die. And it's like this like over and over again. And then often, Robbie's deck is one that plays Force Negation.
Yes.
Where like Answers or Die, like hey, Answers, you're like just kidding, you're dead 100%.
You're just always dead,
Yeah, you're just always dead. That was, I was just fucking with you.
Yeah. Especially this Coffers.
There was no answer or die. There was just you're dead now.
Shield Dread's good, but so much stuff is so soft to Force of Negation.
Yeah, right.
If you go like, here's my car and gets Force of Negated, you might just lose right there.
Yeah, right. And if I know Robbie, he's also playing like Archmage's Charm. He loves Archmage's Charm in the Rhinos
Robbie
deck.
would.
Yeah, he loves that card.
Yeah.
Also a big fan of Subtlety, which, I mean, answers Karn, answers Shieldred.
Yeah.
So Robbie's main deck is already pretty stacked, I feel like, to deal with what like Raymond is doing here. As for Raymond, I mean, he's going to have a hard time because he is playing Karn, so he has the Karn board.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what other sideboard cards he might want to bring into the main deck.
He might. I'm not sure what his plan is or how he's constructed it. He might be able to pull some cards out of the Karn board into the deck. Mm-hmm. You can pull out like a Chalice of the Void and just bring it in and just try to play it early, or same thing with Engineered Explosives.
Yeah. Right, yeah, because those are cards that, you don't really want to fetch them with Karn in this matchup anyway, right? Because like turn 4, get Chalice, play Chalice, is a little too late often, right? You don't want to just like play Chalice and be staring at 10 power already, because like that ship is sailed. It's over. We're done. So I mean, bringing in the one of, it's probably doing more work in your main deck than using the sideboard anyway. So might as well bring it in.
Yeah, I know it's a pretty common move out of Tron. For example, against Amulet, they'll just bring in the Stonebrains because if you're in a position where you can Karn for Stonebrain and like still win the game, you're winning with anything anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not a line that's going to bring a game back.
Yes.
When you're already behind, it's not like yes, now that I've Karn for Stonebrain, now you can't lose. It's like actually, it's too late. I'll just kill you anyway. The things that you're going to Stonebrain up already done.
If I was one right here or here, this one would be.
So, but I think this is the exact matchup that Robbie is looking for when it comes to a first run of top 8 here.
I think so.
Because I think Raymond's big cards this matchup are probably going to be like Damnation.
Yeah.
And then like the One Ring.
Yes.
But
everything else can.
Right, because like the Mono Black deck runs a lot of single target removal, a lot of 1-for-1 stuff, right? It's game plan against a lot of decks. It's going to be like turn 1, 2, 3, just like removal spells.
Yeah.
And then Karn or One Ring or like Beseech, whatever. As we saw in that game 1, that plan looks really bad against Rhinos.
It's rough. You need
when Robbie's like, here's 1 card, and now you have to spend 2 or more cards to get rid of my cards. So sure, you do that. Because next turn I'm going to play another 1 card, and now you gotta, again spend like 2 or 3 cards. Because I mean, often when I'm playing against Rhinos, if I'm playing a deck with single target removal, I'll side that out. I'm like, these cards are all bad. I'm not going to be playing Prismatic Ending and shit against Rhinos.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's 1 mana to get rid of a Rhino, but
that's a losing game.
It's a losing game. Yeah, it's such a bad trade.
What's Robbie working with here? He's got a Lorien revealed, a Subtlety. Is that a Shardless Sage?
Fury?
He's got Fury. Fury's obvious.
Fury's pretty good. Yeah, looks like Shardless.
2 lands.
Couple lands.
2 lands with Lorien is good. That's what he needs.
And I think Robbie's going to keep, but he's waiting for Raymond to decide.
I think Raymond went to 6, so I think Robbie might have already kept.
All right.
Yeah, there's Raymond keeping 6.
Yeah. Robbie's quite happy with this exchange.
Is that not Prismatic Ending, what is it? Prismari Command there.
Prismari Command, it might be.
Opening up Field for no Thoughtseize out of Raymond, unfortunately. That's a really helpful one in this matchup.
That'll be an upgrade for a future casting day. We'll have someone keep track of people's hands. We'll have a little hand thing on the side. So know if people are actually playing their hands and have to like squint and guess. Like, what is that card? I see some blue colors and some red colors. The only blue-red colory card I know is Prismari Command, so it must be that.
It could be Flame of Venor.
Could be Flame of Venor, yeah. I mean, I've seen some spicy Rhino lists. I don't know if Robbie's into that tech where you play Mutavault to enable Flame of Venor. Yeah. Just like, 4, it's like 4 mana, do the double. Yeah, and then in response, Robbie's like, well, I better go get my land. Can't Thoughtseize this.
I think he'll be grabbing Steam Vents. I believe his other land is Breeding Pool.
Right, yeah, because Lord Revealed is just like grab an island.
Grab an island.
Any island. Yeah, I did not anticipate that the basic land cyclers would be some of like the all-stars from Lord of the Rings set, right?
I expected them to be good because of Living End, but I was very surprised to see them just be played.
Yes. You're right, in like just honest decks, be like, yeah, I'm playing Murktide, like here's Lord Revealed.
Yeah, there's the Steam Vents we thought about. That is a very redundant hand.
Boy.
Double shardless against this Thoughtseize is not what Raymond wants to see.
So yeah, I think the correct. Oof. Actually, this is a hard one.
It's hard, and then you have the subtlety and the pitch for it, and you have the fury and the pitch for it. Maybe
Yeah,
you get
right,
that
and,
command, but the command's the weakest card.
Yeah, and like the awkward part here is that there's no way for Raymond to take Robbie off of subtlety.
Yes.
And also take him off of Cascade, right? Like, you know, if the Prismatic command was any other non-blue card, I think the choice is clear is that you take a Shardless Agent.
Yes.
So then Robbie is forced into either Shardless Agent or Evoke Subtlety. But now there's just no way to win. And I don't know how afraid Raymond is of Evoked Fury.
Yeah.
So that could be another choice, is that you take the only other red card. And that at least stops that. But yeah, I think
Raymond is making the correct call here, hitting
Yeah.
the shardless. His plan might just be, I can't beat 2, but I can beat 1.
Yes.
Just fatal push both Rhinos, and it's
Yes.
annoying, but then Robbie doesn't have a ton going on. I think Robbie just ripped Blood Moon, though.
I mean, Robbie doesn't have any basics in play, though.
He's got 1 forest.
He's got a Forest. Maybe the worst basic in the deck.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I guess that's not true. Because I mean, his 3 basics are, or I don't think he plays Mountain. So it's gonna be
Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna be Island Forest.
Island Forest.
And so yeah, I think Island is a little better than the basic Forest.
I think it is Forest by method.
Or actually, no, maybe Forest is better because at least still lets you cast Violent Outburst through a Blood Moon.
I think you're right.
So maybe this is fine. He'll just play a land, and do the Blood Moon thing, and just hope to find a Violent Outburst, or maybe you can find another Lorien Reveal to cycle for like the last island, right?
Looks like Raymond's draw's a little slow though, so Robbie might be able to play out his hand and then play the Blood Moon after, and just kind of try to put the nail in the coffin with that.
Right. Yeah. So what's awkward here is that if Raymond does nothing, he might be incentivized to, he's gonna go Field of Ruin the Steam Vents, but little does he know that just lets Robbie go get an island.
It does, but then Robbie has no red source.
Oh, he has no red after that.
Because his last card's Breeding Pool, and like you said, he probably doesn't play a mountain.
He doesn't play Mountain. Actually, so yeah, you know what, that may have been the big brain play from Raymond.
It might be.
Take you off the red source in case you do Blood Moon.
Although it still isn't going to stop Robbie from just developing these Rhinos, and then if he hits the red source right here, Robbie could just play Blood Moon. Although I don't know if he would. It doesn't do anything yet.
No, it's currently just a bunch of basics. So Blood Moon looking a little sad right now. Which is one of the awkward parts about Coffers is that. Raymond can just sandbag the Coffers for like several turns, and then have like just like 5 years response in play, and they just put it in play and be like, sweet, tap for 5, 6, 7, do a thing, right?
Yep.
But Robbie's just gonna go do the Shardless Agent, put some Rhinos into play.
Yeah. Still good though, and Robbie still has the Fury and the Prismari command. If the Blood Moon is bad, he can get rid of it. It's not the end of the world.
Right, yeah, and with that sort of hand, as long as you can draw the red source, then Raymond playing a Karn isn't a big deal because Fury and Prismari Command, you can just deal with whatever Karn does. You can just be like, okay, whatever you grab, I'm going to Prismari Command that, and they'll just like evoke Fury and kill your card. But there's the Rhinos.
There's the Rhinos. Raymond's really hoping to play Shieldred or Damnation right here, I think. And Shieldred's hard because it just gets subtletied.
It sure does, but maybe that's just an exchange that Raymond's fine with at this point, where it's like, okay, I'll just, I know you're running low on cards. There's Shieldred, so.
Oh, it's a Brazen Borrower.
Robbie does have Brazen Borrower, so he might just go upkeep Brazen Borrower. No, he's gonna summon.
He's gonna do it, but he can just hold that Brazen Borrower.
Yes. Yeah. And put it back on top.
Yeah, because now I think you can be pretty confident there's no Damnation. If it goes back on top, and then you just have the Brazen Borrower and you're just good to go. You just win.
Yeah, and this is where the deck feels a lot like Delver, where Robbie, if Raymond decides to put Shoulder on top, then Robbie just swings in for 10, and then next turn Raymond's gonna play Shoulder again, and then just Brazen Borrower bounce, you lose.
Yes.
Game's over. So we'll see if Raymond can get the read on that, where it's like I think
he does. It goes to the bottom.
Yeah, I think he's thinking a couple turns ahead, where it's like if Shoulder isn't resolving this turn, it's not good next turn.
Yes.
So I have to, he's done the math where it's like all it takes is one removal spell and I'm dead. So I got to find an answer to the current board state. So there's 10 down to 8. Raymond rips off the top.
Yeah, he looks. He's hoping for a Damnation. No, he doesn't have it.
And that's it.
Oh, they do it!
Oh no! The gamer.
I did it last time.
Shake hands or
gamer handshake. A little bit of this and. Whoa.